Imagine a place built for joy, laughter echoing through the air, families splashing in water, roller coasters rushing past. But when the crowds leave and silence falls, something else awakens. Whispers in the dark, shadows that move on their own, cold chills with no breeze. These aren't just stories, they're real experiences from Australia's haunted theme parks. Are you ready to uncover the eerie secrets hiding behind the fun? If you love spine-chilling stories hiding in the most unexpected places, hit that subscribe button. We're just getting started. Don't miss what's lurking in the next episode. 1. Luna Park, Sydney. Luna Park, Sydney is one of the most famous amusement parks in Australia, located at Milsons Point near the Sydney Harbour Bridge. It has been a popular place for fun and excitement since it first opened in 1935. Families and tourists visit the park to enjoy rides, games, and the beautiful view of the harbour. But behind all the lights and laughter, Luna Park also has a darker, sad history that many people believe has left behind ghosts. One of the most tragic events at Luna Park happened on June 9, 1979. A fire broke out on the ghost train ride while it was operating. The fire spread very quickly, and even though people tried to save everyone, 7 people died. 6 of them were children, and 1 was a father who had gone in with his 2 sons. This terrible accident shocked the whole country. To this day, no one is exactly sure what caused the fire. Some people believe it was an electrical fault, while others think it may have been started on purpose. The mystery around the fire has led many to believe that the place is haunted. Since the fire, many visitors and staff members have reported strange experiences around the site of the old ghost train. Some say they have seen shadows or ghostly figures near the area, especially at night. Others have heard unexplained noises, like screams or footsteps, even when no one is around. Some staff members have felt cold spots or a sudden chill that they cannot explain. These strange happenings have made people believe that the spirits of those who died in the fire might still be present in the park. One famous story is about a boy dressed in old-fashioned clothes. A woman once took a photo of her son at Luna Park, but when she looked at the picture later, she saw another boy standing beside him who wasn't there before. He was wearing clothing that looked like it was from the 1970s. Many believe this ghost is one of the children who died in the fire. Paranormal investigators have also visited the park and said that they feel a strong energy near the ghost train area. Even though the ghost train was removed after the fire, Luna Park was later rebuilt and reopened. Today, it is still a place where people come to enjoy themselves. However, the memory of the fire and the lives lost remains a part of its history. Some people visit Luna Park not just for the rides, but also to learn about the tragic past and maybe experience something paranormal. Luna Park, Sydney is a mix of joy and sadness. While it brings happiness to many, it also holds a story of loss that has never been forgotten. The combination of fun and mystery makes it one of the most unique and haunted amusement parks in Australia. Whether or not you believe in ghosts, the story of Luna Park's ghost train reminds us that behind every cheerful place, there can be a hidden history. 2. Dreamworld. Dreamworld is one of the largest and most popular theme parks in Australia. It is located in Coomera on the Gold Coast in Queensland. The park has many exciting rides, water slides, and shows that attract families and tourists from all over the world. People go there to have fun and make happy memories. But Dreamworld also has a very tragic and sad story that happened in 2016. Since then, some people believe the park may be haunted or carries a dark feeling around certain areas. On October 25, 2016, a terrible accident happened on one of the park's most famous rides, the Thunder River Rapids ride. This ride was supposed to be safe for families and was known for its gentle water experience. On that day, a raft carrying 6 people hit another empty raft and flipped over. 4 adults were killed in the accident, 2 men and 2 women. 2 children who were also on the raft somehow survived. The entire event was horrifying, and it shocked not just the visitors at the park but the entire country. After the accident, Dreamworld was closed for many weeks and investigations were carried out. It was later found that safety problems and poor maintenance had caused the ride to break down in a deadly way. The ride was shut down permanently and removed from the park. The families of the victims were heartbroken and many people stopped visiting Dreamworld for a while. Some staff and visitors said that the park didn't feel the same anymore. There was a sadness in the air, especially near the area where the ride once stood. Over time, stories began to spread about strange experiences at Dreamworld. Some workers said they heard unexplained sounds late at night or felt cold breezes in places that used to be warm. Others claimed they saw shadows or figures in the corners of their eyes, especially near the Old Thunder River Rapids site. Some even reported lights turning on and off by themselves or rides acting strangely with no reason. While there is no proof that ghosts are real, these experiences made people believe that the spirits of those who died might still be present in the park. Dreamworld reopened to the public after changes were made and safety improvements were added. The park worked hard to regain trust and bring back visitors. Today, people still go to Dreamworld to enjoy the rides and attractions. But the memory of the 2016 accident has never truly gone away. It remains one of the darkest days in the park's history, and many still feel a sense of loss when they talk about it. The story of Dreamworld reminds us that even places filled with joy and laughter can hide deep sadness. The accident showed how important safety is, especially in places made for families and children. While the park continues to offer fun and excitement, the past lingers in the background, and some believe that the spirits of those who lost their lives may still be around, watching silently. Whether or not you believe in ghosts, the tragedy at Dreamworld will always be remembered as a real and painful part of its story. 3. Old Sydney Town. Old Sydney Town was a historical theme park located near Gosford, New South Wales. It opened in 1975 and was built to show what life was like in early colonial Australia. The park was designed like a small village from the 1800s, with buildings, streets, and actors dressed in old-style clothes. Visitors could watch blacksmiths work, see old-fashioned schools and jails, and even witness pretend punishments from the past, like stocks and floggings. The idea was to give people a chance to step back in time and learn about history in a fun and real way. Even though it was educational and interesting, the park slowly became less popular. By the early 2000s, not many people were visiting. In 2003, Old Sydney Town closed for good. After it shut down, the buildings and paths were left alone and began to fall apart. The once lively park turned into a quiet and spooky place, surrounded by trees and silence. Over time, stories began to spread that the area was haunted. Some people who visited the closed park, including urban explorers and photographers, claimed they felt uneasy while walking through the empty streets. They said they heard strange noises like footsteps, whispering voices, and even laughter, even though no one else was there. Others reported seeing shadowy figures standing near windows or walking between the old buildings only to disappear suddenly. These experiences made people believe that the spirits of the past might still be present. One reason people believe Old Sydney Town could be haunted is because of its dark themes. The park often showed scenes from Australia's harsh colonial days, including punishment and prison life. Actors would act out public floggings, chain gangs, and life in jail. Some people say that acting out these painful events might have invited a certain kind of energy or even stirred up the spirits of real people who once suffered similar fates. There are also stories that the land itself may hold a history of pain and suffering. Some say it was built on or near areas where Indigenous Australians were once forced off their land or where early colonial violence happened. Although not fully confirmed, these stories add to the idea that the area carries emotional or spiritual weight. Some former workers even shared memories of unexplained events while the park was still open, such as hearing voices in empty buildings or tools moving on their own. Today, Old Sydney Town remains closed to the public and the area is mostly forgotten. Nature has taken over many of the buildings and the place looks abandoned and eerie. But it still holds a place in the memories of those who visited or worked there. Some believe that the past still lives on in the form of ghosts or energy that refuses to leave. Whether it's because of the emotional history or just the spooky silence of an abandoned village, many people feel that something strange remains at Old Sydney Town. Even if there is no solid proof of ghosts, the combination of history, sorrow, and isolation has made this old theme park one of the most talked about haunted places in Australia. 4. Wobbe's World. Wobbe's World was a small theme park located in Nunawading, a suburb of Melbourne, Victoria. It opened in the 1980s and was a family-friendly park aimed mostly at younger children. The park had simple rides, animal attractions, paddle boats, mini-golf, and a large indoor playground. For many local families, visiting Wobbe's World was a fun weekend activity. It wasn't as big or modern as other amusement parks, but it had a special charm that people remembered with fondness. However, over time, Wobbe's World began to lose its popularity. Bigger and better parks opened around Melbourne, and Wabi's World started to look old and worn out. Maintenance became poor, and the rides began to break down. By the late 1990s, the park had a reputation for being run down and outdated. Eventually, it closed its doors and was left abandoned. For many years after it shut down, the buildings, signs, and parts of the rides remained on the property, slowly falling apart. After its closure, Wabi's World became a strange and creepy place. The colorful playgrounds and cheerful signs were now covered in dirt and overgrown with weeds. People who passed by the empty park said it looked spooky, especially at night. Some urban explorers went inside the abandoned park and shared photos and videos online. They showed broken toys, empty rides, and dark hallways that looked frozen in time. This made people curious, and stories about the park being haunted began to spread. Some visitors claimed to feel a strong sense of being watched when walking near the park, even though no one was around. Others said they heard strange sounds like children laughing or footsteps on the cracked pavement. A few people even said they saw ghostly figures near the old rides or peeking through the broken windows of the main building. These stories added to the mystery of Wabi's World, and many believed that something paranormal might still be there. There is no clear reason why Wabi's World would be haunted, as there are no public records of any major tragedy happening there. But some believe that the leftover energy of all the children who once laughed and played in the park may have stayed behind. Others think that the sadness of the park being forgotten and abandoned has left a spiritual mark on the land. Whatever the reason, the park gained a quiet reputation for being more than just an empty space. For years, the land where Wabi's World stood remained unused. People living nearby often talked about the strange feelings they got when walking past it. Eventually, most of the old buildings were removed and the area was redeveloped. Today, the site looks completely different, with no clear signs that the theme park ever existed. Still, for those who remember it, Wabi's World is not just a childhood memory, it's also a place of mystery. Even though there's no proof of ghosts, the abandoned remains and creepy stories made Wabi's World one of the most talked about haunted amusement park sites in Victoria. It shows how a place once full of laughter can slowly turn into a setting for ghost stories and quiet fears. Whether real or imagined, the haunting of Wabi's World continues to live on in people's minds. 5. Luna Park, Melbourne. Luna Park, Melbourne is a historic amusement park located in the suburb of St Kilda, Victoria. It opened in 1912 and is one of the oldest operating theme parks in Australia. The park is famous for its giant smiling face entrance and its classic roller coaster, the Scenic Railway, which is the oldest continuously operating wooden roller coaster in the world. Over the years, Luna Park, Melbourne has become a place of fun and entertainment for generations of families. However, behind the fun and music, some people believe that the park has a haunted side. Because Luna Park, Melbourne is so old, it has seen many years of history, and with that comes stories, some happy, some mysterious. Staff and visitors have reported strange experiences, especially late at night when the park is closed. Some workers say they've heard footsteps when no one else is around. Others have felt cold spots or sudden chills, even on warm days. A few have seen shadowy figures near the rides or felt like they were being watched while walking through empty parts of the park. One of the rides that people often mention in ghost stories is the ghost train. Although it's a fun ride meant to scare people in a playful way, some say that real spirits might be inside. A few visitors have claimed to see figures that were not part of the ride's design. Some even said that the decorations seemed to move on their own. These stories are not proven, but they add to the spooky feeling that some people get when they go through the ride. Another place where strange things have been reported is the Scenic Railway. This roller coaster requires a standing brakeman to control the speed, which is unusual today. Some staff who worked on the ride said they heard voices calling their names or footsteps on the tracks when no one was nearby. Others felt like someone was watching them from the old wooden beams, but when they turned around, no one was there. Even though no major public tragedies are linked to Luna Park, Melbourne like the one in Sydney, there have still been minor accidents and injuries over the years. With a park that has been operating for more than a century, it is natural that some accidents may have occurred, and some people believe that this could explain the strange energy some feel there. Some paranormal investigators have visited the park and said that they felt strong energy, especially near older parts of the park and the maintenance areas. While not everyone believes in ghosts, even some regular visitors admit that there is a strange feeling in certain spots, especially after dark. Despite the ghost stories, Luna Park, Melbourne continues to welcome thousands of visitors every year. It is a bright and lively place filled with music, laughter, and flashing lights. But the long history of the park, the quiet nighttime stories, and the age of the buildings give it a spooky charm that fascinates many people. For some, it's just a fun park. For others, it's one of the oldest haunted amusement parks in Australia, hiding secrets in its shadows. Whether the ghosts are real or just part of the imagination, Luna Park, Melbourne's haunted reputation continues to grow along with its legend. 6. Wonderland Sydney. Wonderland Sydney was once the largest theme park in Australia. It was located in Eastern Creek in the western suburbs of Sydney and opened in 1985. At its peak, it was one of the most exciting places for families, with big roller coasters, water rides, and shows. The park had different themed areas like Gold Rush, Medieval Fair, and Hanna-Barbera Land, which were loved by both children and adults. It was sometimes called Australia's answer to Disneyland. For nearly 20 years, Wonderland Sydney gave fun memories to millions of visitors. However, the park began to face problems in the early 2000s. Rising costs, competition from other attractions, and financial troubles caused the park to close in 2004. Many people were shocked and sad when it shut down. After the park closed, the rides were removed or sold and the land was left empty for a long time. Nature started to grow over the old paths and broken parts of buildings were left behind. This empty land, once full of laughter and music, began to feel strange and silent. Over the years, stories started to spread that Wonderland Sydney might be haunted. People who visited the abandoned site or worked nearby reported strange experiences. Some said they heard laughter or voices in the distance even though no one was there. Others claimed to see shadowy figures walking through the overgrown areas where the rides used to be. Some night security guards who patrolled the area said they heard footsteps behind them or saw flickering lights in places that had no electricity. There were also reports of strange feelings near the old ride locations, especially near where the Bush Beast and Demon roller coasters once stood. Some people felt like they were being watched or followed. A few even described feeling a sudden drop in temperature even on warm nights. While there are no confirmed reports of anyone dying in the park, accidents and injuries did happen during its years of operation, as they do in most amusement parks. Some believe that the energy from these past incidents might still remain in the area. Urban explorers who sneaked into the closed park before it was completely cleared also reported eerie sights. One person claimed to see a child standing near an old game stall who vanished when approached. Others said the air felt heavy and full of sadness, as if the park itself missed the happy days it once had. Eventually, the land where Wonderland once stood was developed into an industrial and business area. The park is now gone and there are no more roller coasters or colorful signs. Still, people who remember the park sometimes talk about the strange things they experienced there, especially during the years when the site sat abandoned. Some believe the memories and emotions of the millions who visited, and maybe those who got hurt or scared, left something behind. Whether or not you believe in ghosts, the story of Wonderland Sydney shows how quickly a happy place can turn into an empty and forgotten space. The laughter may be gone, but for some, the feeling of something strange still lingers in the silence. The park may have closed its gates forever, but in the minds of many, it remains a place filled not only with fun, but also with mystery. 7. Magic Mountain, Merimbula. Magic Mountain is a small amusement park located in Merimbula, a coastal town on the south coast of New South Wales, Australia. It opened in the early 1980s and has been a fun place for families, especially during holidays. The park features rides like roller coasters, water slides, mini-golf, and other attractions suitable for both kids and adults. Even though it's not as big as some other theme parks, it has been a popular stop for tourists visiting the area. But for some people, Magic Mountain also has a mysterious and eerie side. Over the years, there have been whispers and rumors about strange events happening in and around the park. One story that keeps coming up is about a worker who is believed to have died while working at the park in the 1980s. The details of the accident are unclear, and there are no official reports that confirm the story, but many locals say the worker was involved in a tragic fall or machinery-related incident. Some people believe that his spirit may still be around the area where the accident happened. Since then, a few visitors and even some staff members have reported feeling uncomfortable in certain parts of the park. They describe cold spots even on hot days and a strong feeling of being watched. Some have said they heard footsteps or voices when no one else was nearby. One of the more common stories is about the sound of someone walking behind you on gravel paths, but when you turn around, there's no one there. These types of experiences have happened more than once, especially during the early morning or late evening hours when the park is quiet. There have also been stories of strange electrical problems in the park. Lights flickering without reason, speakers making noises even when turned off, and rides that seem to stop for no reason only to work again perfectly a few minutes later. While these could be simple technical issues, some people believe there might be a supernatural reason behind them. One specific ride that is often mentioned in ghost stories is the mountain coaster. Some people say they feel nervous while riding it, not because of the height or speed, but because of the strange feeling that someone is watching from the trees nearby. A few visitors have claimed to see shadowy figures standing on the hills around the ride, but when they look again, the figures are gone. Despite these stories, Magic Mountain continues to operate and is still a favorite spot for many families. Most people who go there have a great time and never notice anything strange. But the stories continue to live on through local tales, online forums, and the memories of those who believe they experienced something out of the ordinary. Whether these ghost stories are real or just the result of imagination and old rumors, they add an interesting and spooky layer to the history of Magic Mountain. For some, it is just a fun park by the beach. For others, it is a place with hidden secrets, where the past might still be walking quietly behind you. 8. The Big Pineapple. The Big Pineapple is a well-known tourist attraction located on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia. It first opened in 1971 and quickly became a popular stop for families and road trippers. The main feature of the park is a giant, 16-meter-tall pineapple structure that people can walk inside. It also has a small train ride, a cafe, and areas that once displayed tropical fruits and farm life. For many years, it was a cheerful and fun place, full of laughter, school trips, and summer holidays. However, over time, the Big Pineapple started to lose its popularity. Other modern attractions began to take its place, and the park struggled to keep visitors coming back. In the late 2000s, parts of the park were closed down and left unused. The once bright pineapple started to fade and the train tracks grew rusty. For a while, the park looked almost abandoned. It was during this quiet period that strange stories began to appear. Some visitors and former workers claimed they had strange feelings while walking through the empty parts of the park. They said it felt like someone was watching them even though no one was there. A few people spoke of cold spots, sudden chills, and hearing whispers, especially near the back areas where old equipment and sheds were stored. Others said they heard footsteps behind them, but when they turned around, there was nothing. One of the most commonly told stories involves the inside of the giant pineapple itself. People have said they felt dizzy or uneasy while standing at the top of the structure. Some claimed that they heard faint voices or giggles when the place was completely empty. One visitor even said they saw a shadow move across the stairs when no one else was nearby. While none of these things can be proven, the stories kept spreading, especially online and among ghost hunters. There is also a story that an accident may have happened at the park many years ago, possibly involving a worker falling from the top of the pineapple while doing maintenance. There is no official record of such an event, but the rumor has added fuel to the idea that the site might be haunted. Whether real or just made up over time, these tales have become part of the park's legend. Paranormal investigators have visited the Big Pineapple during its quiet years and said they picked up strange energy near certain parts of the grounds. They used special tools to measure changes in temperature and sound. Some claimed they felt the presence of a spirit, especially near the train station and behind the cafe area. In recent years, the Big Pineapple has been slowly coming back to life. New events, music festivals, and market days have helped bring people back. Efforts have been made to repair and clean the pineapple, and the park is starting to look busy and happy again. Still, the ghost stories have not disappeared. Some visitors continue to share their odd experiences, especially when the park is less crowded or during evening events. The Big Pineapple may be a symbol of fun and tourism in Queensland, but for some people it also holds a mysterious past. Whether the stories are real or just imagination, they add a spooky twist to one of Australia's most iconic roadside attractions. For many, it's just a place for photos and snacks, but for others, it's a place where something strange might still be hiding in the shadows. 9. Wet and Wild Gold Coast. Wet n Wild Gold Coast is one of the biggest and most famous water parks in Australia. It is located in Oxenford, Queensland, near other popular theme parks like Warner Brothers Movie World and Dreamworld. Wet n Wild has been a favorite place for families, tourists, and locals for many years. People love the exciting water slides, wave pools, and lazy rivers. On a hot summer day, the park is full of laughter, splashes, and happy screams. But behind all the fun, some people believe the park may have a mysterious side. Over the years, there have been strange reports from both visitors and staff. Some of them say that unexplained things have happened in certain areas of the park, especially after hours. Night workers and cleaners have claimed to hear strange noises, like whispering or footsteps near the rides, even when no one else is there. Some said they felt like someone was watching them, but when they turned around, no one was there. One of the areas where people have reported strange activity is near the giant wave pool. A few workers said they heard giggling or splashing sounds when the pool was empty. Some lifeguards also spoke about feeling a sudden chill while standing near the pool at night, even when the weather was warm. While none of these things prove anything paranormal, they were unusual enough for people to talk about them. There is a rumor that many years ago, someone may have drowned in the wave pool. This story has never been confirmed officially, and the park has strict safety rules and trained staff. However, accidents can happen anywhere, and this rumor has led to more ghost stories over time. Some believe that the spirit of the person might still be at the park, especially around the water areas. Other parts of the park have had unusual electrical issues. Lights flicker for no reason, music systems turn on by themselves, and ride controls sometimes act strangely only to work normally again without any repair. Maintenance staff have checked the systems and often find no clear cause. Some people say these are just technical problems, while others believe there might be something else behind it. In one story, a night worker said he saw a shadowy figure standing near the top of a slide. When he walked closer, thinking it was a lost person, the figure vanished. He searched the area but found nothing. The next day, he told his coworkers, and some of them admitted they had also seen odd things in the same spot. Despite these strange stories, Wet n Wild continues to be a very popular place. Thousands of people visit every year and enjoy their day without seeing or feeling anything unusual. Most visitors never hear about the ghost stories and simply have fun with their family and friends. The park remains clean, safe, and well-maintained, with lifeguards and staff always ready to help. Still, the stories keep spreading, especially online and among workers who have been at the park for many years. Whether these experiences are real or just imagination, they add a spooky mystery to a place that is usually full of joy. For some, it is just a water park. For others, it is a place where something unseen might still be moving quietly in the background. Even the happiest places can have secrets that are never fully explained. 10. Funfields Theme Park. Funfields Theme Park is a popular amusement park located in Whittlesea, just outside Melbourne in Victoria, Australia. It opened in the 1980s and has grown over the years to become a favorite place for families and thrill seekers. The park has many exciting rides, including water slides, go-karts, a toboggan track, and large roller coasters. During the warmer months, especially summer holidays, the park is full of people enjoying the sunshine and having fun. But some locals and past visitors believe that Funfields may have a spooky side that most people don't know about. The land where Funfields now sits is believed to have a long history. Before it became a theme park, the area was mostly farmland and bushland. Some people say the land was once home to an old homestead and that strange things were reported there even before the park was built. Over the years, stories have spread about the area having a mysterious feeling, especially at night or when it's very quiet. These stories only grew stronger after the theme park opened. There are no official records of any deaths or serious accidents at Funfields, but workers and some regular visitors have shared odd experiences. Some staff members who worked late shifts or helped close the park after dark said they heard footsteps behind them when no one was there. Others said they heard strange whispers or saw shadows move quickly across empty areas. One worker shared that while walking past the toboggan track, he suddenly felt a cold wind and heard a voice call his name, even though he was alone. Visitors have also reported eerie feelings in certain areas of the park. A few said that while waiting in line for some rides, they felt like someone was standing very close behind them, but when they turned around, no one was there. Some said they saw flashes of movement out of the corner of their eye, only to find nothing there when they looked again. These stories are often told quietly or online, and not everyone believes them, but they continue to be shared. Some locals believe the land may be haunted due to its unknown history. The Whittlesea area is one of the older parts of Victoria and has seen both Indigenous and colonial history. There have been stories of past conflicts, bushfires, and old buildings that no longer exist. It's possible that people who once lived on or near the land have left behind some energy or presence that can still be felt today. Despite the ghost stories, Funfields remains a safe and cheerful place. It is well managed, with a focus on safety and customer enjoyment. Families go there to create happy memories, and most people never see or feel anything unusual. But for those who believe in spirits or enjoy ghost stories, Funfields adds a little extra mystery to the fun. It reminds people that even joyful places can hold secrets from the past. Whether or not ghosts are real, the quiet stories about Funfields make the park more interesting. Most people go for the rides and water slides, but a few leave wondering if there's something more hidden behind the fun. It's a place where laughter fills the air during the day, and maybe, just maybe, something else lingers after the gates close.